Back in the 70s, board games and improv theater had a baby, and it was called the role-playing game. These games allowed a generation of kids to live out their dreams of slaying dragons and saving kingdoms, all while sitting in their bedrooms and basements. Today, gaming has moved into the cultural mainstream, and role-playing games are back with a vengeance. Join us now as 5 of these former kids come out of the basement and onto the internet to experience adventure, mystery, and obscure pop culture references. It's time for Roll for Combat!
Hey there, welcome to Roll for Combat. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's show, we pick up where we last left off, where the bad guy had a button of his own, and he was pressing it, and something horrible was about to happen. Is everyone going to die? Is everyone going to live? Is everyone going to be tickled by puppies that fall out of the ceiling? Find out this week. Also this week, this is it. This is the big week. Everything's happening. I got a whole list of things going on. First, I'm going to Gen Con. I will be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a little bit of Monday. Next, I'll be running games Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night at Paizo. I'll be running all the specials, levels 1 and 2. Find me if you want to play. I'm actually going to try to convince some of the Paizo people to play with me too. That would be fun. Also, we have the review of Armory coming out. That should be any day now. We also have a review of the Pathfinder playtest. That comes out Thursday. We're going to have a written review, and as long as everything goes right, we're going to have an audio review dropped here on this very channel, so you can listen to it then. Next week, you're going to listen to us actually playing the Pathfinder playtest. We're going to be playing the Rose Street Revenge at level 1, and we are unveiling our characters that we have built for this. We're also going to try to play some Doomsday Dawn. Full disclosure is I actually have it, and I've had it for a while, but I don't have the monsters, because the monsters are not part of Doomsday Dawn. So we couldn't play it early, because I had nothing to run against them. So instead, we're playing what I do have, which is the Rose Street Revenge, which is a nice little adventure. Each adventure takes about 1 hour, and there's 4 in total, and they all wrap up nicely. This is actually what they're playing at Gen Con this week. So those of you who actually get to play it, you won't get spoiled, and then you can actually hear how we do it. There's 2 more adventures after that, and those are for level 5, and we're planning on playing those as well. So that is a lot of stuff going on. And oh yeah, we're also still playing Dead Sons, and we're about to wrap up Book 2, assuming everyone lives. We're really at the very, very end. So there is a ton of stuff going on. I presume every August is going to be like this, and this is just the playtest, so I can only imagine next year it's only going to get crazier. So check out the website. That's definitely the best place to stay up on everything, because I don't know if I'm going to have time to update the Facebook and the Twitter feeds and everything else and the Discord channel, but everything automatically always gets pushed to the website. Just go to rollforcombat.com. Jason did a review that's over 6,500 words. It's awesome. He went to extreme detail of Pathfinder playtest. He's wrapping up the review of the Starfinder Armory. That should be out any day now. We're also going to do a podcast review of the Armory once everyone has time to look at it, because it's a very dense book. So we want to make sure we have time to actually look it over, and then I'll talk about it. And then, of course, we're going to have our review of Pathfinder playtest after we play. So you're going to get to hear what all 5 of us think. Whoo! But with that, let's get into this week's show and find out what that button does. Okay, this is what happens. You went up to this poor, poor creature who only wanted to annihilate you into darkness and death and decay. Really, what did she do to you? What? Well, really. You blow her away. Sorry, you stab her away, crit her for 29 points of damage. She is coughing out blood and appears to be on her last licks.
And now it's her turn.
Bob Marquis is playing the human envoy, Rusty Carter.
She looks at you and says,
"From hell's heart I stab at thee."
Jason McDonald is playing the Isoki mechanic, Tuttle Blacktail, and his drone, Cheddar.
God damn it! I hate you! I swear to God I was going to say that.
Yeah, pretty much right.
God damn you. You suck. You took my line.
On the other hand, Jason, kudos. I'm very proud of you.
I think it's thunder.
To hell's hearth, I stab at thee and presses the button.
Oh no.
Wait.
Yes.
Cheddar gets another weapon?
No, not quite. Suddenly,
Do I get a reaction?
No, not yet.
All right.
Suddenly, the entire area. Let me draw it on the map to give you a general idea of how big this area is.
But she's going to kill her cultists.
John Statz is playing the Vesk soldier Mo Dupinsky.
Think of the cultists.
That's kind of the point.
It's possible the word cultist may be an implication of her
Wait a minute.
craziness.
What's going on there?
I seem to be in that red zone for some reason.
Chris Beamer is playing the Lashunta operative Hirogi.
I think everyone except her including her, is in that red zone.
No, including her. She presses the button.
I think
let's
Mo's
see.
out of that. Oh, wait, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I'm
We're
looking
all
at
in it.
the circle on the ground. Sorry.
Yeah. The explosives in this entire area go off. The ceiling also goes off and collapses on top of everyone in the red, in which case every single person in the fight is gonna get hit. With that, every single person give me a reflex save to see if you fall out of the way of the explosions and the falling debris as the ceiling collapses and rain down on top of you.
I'm not being a smartass. Do I have to take any penalty for the fact that I'm already prone?
You do, I believe. I think it might be a
Or do I take an
-4.
advantage for being prone?
Not for falling debris.
All right, for me, that's a good save.
Let's see. Mo gets a 17. Hiroji gets a 22. Rusty gets an 18. So far, so good.
Come on, Tuttle. Do it. This is the one you want. A 12.
Cheddar
Oh.
does their save.
Oh no.
No, not Cheddar.
That's
It's
not
already
good.
damaged.
That's not good.
Cultists are.
Oh, they roll terribly.
All three of them failed. Excellent.
Okay, I'm gonna hide this roll.
Well, still, it was good. I'm sorry. That was good to see. Oh, the damage? Well.
That's a lot of dice. You can stop rolling anytime now.
Okay. As the ceiling collapses on top of you, a few things happen. Who failed? Tuttle and all the bad guys.
And Cheddar.
They all take 12 points of damage, and the woman who wanted you to go to Hell's Hearth stab at thee killed herself as a large chunk of stone fell right on top.
Killed herself. But nobody else, ironically.
If you're going to go out, she went out with a bang.
Wait, hold on.
And
Take
then-
that damage off of me, please.
Not.
evasion?
It's environmental damage.
No, it's evasion.
I don't know. We'll see about that.
I think he's probably right. If you can actually save for half, then you
Yes,
don't
I
take it.
jump and down, dance out of it. Like, hey, Mo, watch my dance.
Yeah, I'm dancing over here.
You know what? I'm going to put more damage on you. Damn it! I hit the wrong button. I meant to do
Well,
damage.
you
on
healed
you.
him.
It's an
Too late.
ability.
Actually, I messed
what
up.
can I-
Hold on. Wait.
That's
Did
an
you have
important
damage
one, in fact.
before?
No, I was the only one damaged.
Cheddar and
No,
Mo
did
were
you
the
have
only
any
ones who
hit
had
point
damage
damage
going on.
beforehand? Because I messed
That's
up.
what we're saying. Only Mo and Cheddar had hit point damage coming
Yeah,
into this fight.
he was full. Stamina, everyone was topped off.
All right. This is what's going to happen. The ceiling rained down. All of you took 6 points of damage, except Hiroji, annoyingly. The whole area is difficult terrain, covered in dust. Everyone is concealed. Go.
Wait a minute.
Wait, say that again?
We all took the same amount of damage?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
just one
it's reflex
roll.
saves for half. Yes.
Yeah, it's just one roll as opposed to everything. It's just easier that way. I mean, I could have done it, but it's like, what, 10 people? So Cheddar, Tuttle, Cheddar's bad shape. But they took it too. They took 12 points. Everyone has concealment, and there's basically dust and debris everywhere. This whole area is now difficult terrain. Tuttle's up.
Okay. It looks like I still have a firing lane at the northern guy, so I'm going to try to shoot at the northern guy regardless. I don't know how many minuses I'm going to get out of that, but
You yourself, Tuttle, you're going to fire?
yeah.
On the north guy? You get a -4, and then it's just a 20% miss chance.
Okay, I'm going to overcharge my weapon, so if I do hit, I get an extra die 6 of damage.
Okay. That did not go the way I expected.
I put the -4.
Oh, no, you
in.
put the -4, then you hit. I didn't see that. Hold on. Okay, well, while I redo your attack, give me the 20% miss chance.
Don't forget the +1.
All right, low is bad, high is good.
+1's just to hit. You hit. 4. Oh,
Nice.
and then you did another extra 4. This is a decent. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, man.
Nice,
killed
Tuttle.
Tuttle.
So far, I'm enjoying this fight.
And I'm going to order Cheddar to move back out of the debris field and get him safe. For
Difficult terrain.
Is there still stuff falling down, or is this just uneven
Everything
terrain?
collapsed, and now everything is uneven terrain, and there's dust everywhere, so nothing's falling down. Like, you can't take any more damage. Hirogi is up.
All right. Well, I see a clear and present danger, and I will attempt my trick attack. Let's do that.
Actually, is that what is a vision impeded at all?
Okay. You can trick attack that last one.
Yep.
And do your attack.
Show us that one.
I'm
Show us
doing it.
that one.
I get a +1 to this, but a minus. Yeah, right.
Okay, 1 in 8,000.
You rolled the 1 again.
Well, we're not counting your save, I suppose.
Are you
All
sure
right.
you're not rolling a D1?
I'm sure that I'm sure that I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna keep quiet.
There are children.
It's very suspicious.
I'm not doing anything. I press a button. Why would I do anything?
One is the loneliest.
3. That's a third combat one in a row.
Whalus. I know.
It's becoming a
It's
meme.
not- it's
and so
actually
it's gonna happen
not-
every time now.
It's not in a row. It's not. You rolled a 16.
Yeah, you just actually made a
Oh,
save in the
for the-
meantime. Then you
and
made
you
your
made
evasion.
saves. Yeah, you
I
actually
know,
did
but for
very well.
combat rolls, it's different.
It is.
No, you had
that was a
one
very
combat
bad
roll.
streak.
No, you
Yes.
rolled 2 combat rolls in a row. One was your
One trick attack, one
Right.
attack, and then another
Yeah.
attack. I
yes,
did make
but you did make your trick attack. Got a 30 on your trick. No one's complaining when
That's true.
No one's complaining when
That's
you get a
true.
30 on your trick
Yeah.
attack. No complaints there. Whalus is like, whoa, what happened, guys? Like half the temple just like collapsed, and you guys okay?
Whalus, we're going to need bads drawn for all of us at the end of the day. Particularly, we're going to need a shine on Cheddar, by the way.
Rusty, that guy has cover. Okay, now he has.
Which
no
was
no
why I moved
cover.
there.
Yes.
I'd love to take 2 attacks at him, but instead I will take 1 and also feint him. So without any cover and all that.
What is your? Okay, you will feint him. What is your D100 to hit? You managed to hit,
Very
but
good.
concealment as there is dust and debris in the area.
Yeah, no, that's good. Low is bad, high is good. 81.
You hit him.
So I hit for 5 damage. Actually, he's got to be nearly dead. Oh man, Mo's gonna kill him. Oh, he died.
Nope.
Oh,
you
nice.
killed him. You killed
Glory
him.
of the kill.
Yep.
Nice.
You killed
Everyone's getting the kill in. That's awesome. It's not just Mo.
Guys, don't worry. My grenades and my gun killed these guys. Don't worry about it.
That's awesome. Yeah, we tell Wayless over the comm that Hiroji's been stinking up the place. The whole temple came down upon him. So
Actually, Wayless, do you think you could shimmy up that rope we left you next to?
well, he doesn't even need to do that. He can just walk right in.
Wayless
Why?
says. No, Wayless is like, that elf still looks pretty mad.
No,
So,
around the back where we climbed up a row.
What?
Okay,
Well,
don't worry about it for now.
He has line of sight to what happened to the building, correct?
You have no idea where he is.
Oh, I thought he was where he is on the map. So
Well, you guys all must have offended Desna because I'm the only one who didn't have any of the temple fall on me.
Yeah. So that actually happened really fast. After about 2 rounds, the dust settles. You can see that terrain is all still difficult though, because that is, like that part of the temple collapsed. Like the western part of the temple just collapsed on top of you. So there you go.
Well, I take a trophy of one of their insignias because I earned it.
Cool.
Let's go get this
Yeah. All right.
professor.
Let's go talk to the professor. Right.
I'm gonna do at least one heal of cheddar.
can you do that?
Yeah, you can take a 10-minute. I mean, he only has 9 hit points left, so.
We could actually search these bodies too,
Yeah,
right?
actually,
Yes.
yeah, we're gonna search the bodies. I don't know where you guys are going. I want to search these bodies. Well, actually, I'll just guard while Hirogi does his. He does it better than me, probably. Do we see any difference in the western room? Do we see into the next room? Like, what's
No.
that room
No.
wasn't destroyed?
No. There's still, to the west, there's doors. I mean, here, I can give you actually a more...
Oh, okay. I
descriptive-
thought the whole
Yeah,
thing.
there's
came
wooden
down.
doors that line the west wall of this gallery. The curving interior wall depicts the night sky and stars. So if you look at the floor, you kind of see how that's sort of like a whole insignia. And there's 3 doors to the west. What really happens now that you're looking around is there was some structural damage here, but it was mostly the ceiling that collapsed and fell on top of you.
Oh,
But it's not like the walls came tumbling
okay.
down. And it looks like this didn't do nearly as much damage as they expected. This temple is really well built. So,
All right.
I
But
think,
basically, it means they're archaeologists the way like Indiana Jones is.
Yeah, they don't build
yeah,
more like this anymore.
they looks like they either she overestimated and thought maybe you would blow up everything, or something happened because that probably didn't go quite the way they expected.
Nice try, Lao Che.
Yeah.
Lao Che Airlines.
Do we find anything on these corpses?
Oh yeah, lots.
Or should
Oh,
I
you
say
want me to know?
Yeah,
sure.
Hiroji goes through them.
Squad.
I'm keeping an eye open.
Yes, you find the squad machine gun. You find a Cestus battle glove. You find 119 heavy rounds. Well, what rounds are in her gun? Or 118. Plus another 60 heavy rounds. Find 2 weeks of field rations. A detonator. Well, the detonator's been used, so you don't see the detonator anymore. What else? And Squad Defiance series. I don't know what that is. What is the Squad Defiance series? Oh, Squad Defiance series. That's her armor. It's kind of a weird armor.
Yeah, it's
It's heavy armor. That's Squad Defiance series squad armor.
Well. Let's check
Yes.
that out.
So yeah, heavy armor. So Squad Defiance series heavy armor, Centus battle glove, Squad machine gun heavy, field rations, and a whole bunch of rounds. The other 2 have 2 Lashunta ringwear 1s. They have those long swords you've seen before, those like Defiant long swords, you recognize them. There are 4 shot grenade version 1s, 2 shotguns, 50 shells, 2 more weeks of failed rations each, and 2 cred sticks.
Oh, what are those cred sticks? That's what we.
150 creds each.
All right.
And they have 2 long swords. Also, they had no pistols. All right.
They had the they had the utility
Shotgun.
shatter guns, so which are 2-handed long arms.
Yeah, this armor is not an upgrade for me at all.
You've had these before. This is actually the exact same as those 2 guys you killed in the elf.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Just checking the armor. Well, I don't like the way this floor looks. If ever there was a door that's trapped, it's that one right over there.
what, to the west.
Yeah.
Did we also track down Dr. Solstarny and see what her deal is?
Yes.
Yeah, she's hiding in the area.
Yeah. So,
what do you guys do?
Hiroji, when you're ready to deal, I think you should check out this thing for traps, because there's a starburst in the floor radiating from the door. That's just the thing.
True.
That's
That.
just the thing that I'm talking about right now. So,
All right. Well, most all of the stuff that they have is not of any use to us,
well,
or to me at least.
Yeah,
The shock grenades are good, and the food maybe, and the cred sticks, obviously.
yeah,
So I don't know if you want to hold on. Like, I'll hold on to that. Cred sticks,
yeah. That's all we need.
food, and the 4 grenades. I mean, if anyone, I'll pass those out later.
Yeah, I mean, shock grenades are not really worth. Those are too low level.
What's this pillar? I want to examine that first closely.
It is a pillar that goes up to the ceiling. Looks like it was a load-bearing pillar, and parts of it have been destroyed, which brought the ceiling down.
Is there a secret panel in the pillar that has buttons?
Yeah, give me some perception checks. You take a 20. You spend
I take a 10.
2 minutes. Okay. you
Yeah, I take a
10.
20. Sure, I take a 20. 2 minutes.
Okay, you take 2 minutes. You look around. There's no secret panel.
Okay. I'll examine that door and check for traps. Again with a fucking
You
one.
rolled a 1. Hey,
Okay, that's ridiculous.
see? I didn't do anything.
rolled
One.
I know.
One. Four
I will
ones.
I will take a 20. 2 minutes.
No, roll again. I want to see what you get.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is getting a little interesting.
We're entering the Twilight Zone.
You gotta buy this.
There we go.
19. The
for a
funny
third.
thing is, that's what you seem to roll. You only roll 2 things. You either roll 19 or you roll 20.
I'm going to roll a 1.
Sorry, you rolled a 19 or a 1. That's all you roll. It's really weird.
That is odd. All right, so anything on here?
Nope, no traps.
Well, I don't know if we're ready to necessarily open a door now, right?
Toto, I know, is going to heal Cheddar. I don't know how long that takes. I know.
I say, Rusty, you want a shock grenade?
Actually, I'd enjoy one, but I already have a few.
Okay. Well, here, take another one. I give you one.
If you have a level 2, if you have a level 4 one.
No, they're level 1.
All right, I'll take a regular shot grenade. Fine.
So I have 3 now on me. How about the shotgun? Do you need a shotgun?
Actually, is it a simple weapon? If so, I could use it.
I don't know, actually.
Long
it's
arm.
not going to be a
It's a long arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, those the long rifles seem to be a little. I can't quite figure them out. I've tried my
Someday
best.
Tuttle needs to take shot. Take
You got to take that feat. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, last time I tried it, I just shot myself in the face. I just can't figure out this. The trigger's here. The end of the gun is there. No, I don't get it. I just can't figure it out.
all right.
Let's go get the professor, I think.
Tuttle, do you need
Before she runs off.
to heal up Cheddar before we go into this door?
He's dealing with that. I go get the professor.
Yeah, go get her. Make sure she doesn't run off.
Oh, yeah. You guys want to talk to her, don't you?
And I don't see her. She already ran off.
Well, she went into the temple. You got to go in there. Well, there you go. See, you actually have to go.
Bob's afraid to go. He's
Yeah,
got
he doesn't want to
Oh,
commit.
I know.
He doesn't want to commit.
a certain
You,
element of fear there.
Yeah, he does. She is huddled in the corner, shaking, with both set of arms around herself, and she's like kind of mumbling to herself again. So what's going on?
Actually, this is where my snark aside. I'm going to make a diplomacy check to try and comfort her and encourage her to realize that the people who had kidnapped her were gone. Doctor, I want to tell you again that we were sent by the people from your university. If you'd like, I can actually get one of your students, Wayless, on the phone. He's right outside. I want you to realize that we came to rescue you, and we've done so. You've been rescued. You're safe now. Diplomacy of only 17, because I rolled a 5.
She seems to accept that. She looks at you and she says, "Wayless? Is Wayless with you?"
I immediately get out my communicator and I put it on speakerphone. And I say, Wayless, could you talk for a minute? I have the doctor here.
Oh, really? Really? You have the doctor? Doctor, it's me. It's Wayless. Are you okay? And the doctor seems stunned. Her eyes go wide, and she's like, "Wayless, what are you doing out here? This is so unlike you. How? What's going on?" and he says, "Oh my God, this is going to make such a good paper. I had to come for this, and plus, well, I all those things that happened, and I kind of wanted to sweep that under the rug, that incident. But anyhow, other than that, yes, I feel like I can clear my name once and for all, and come out with an amazing paper, or die horribly. Either way, I came out ahead."
And if not, I have to tell you, Doctor, he's learning some important service skills that'll actually hold him instead in case he needs a new career.
And she looks around. She says, "Wayless, where are you? Are you in the temple? Like, are you nearby? Like, where are you?" And they have a little conversation going on where he explains that he's outside hiding, and she seems to snap out of it after talking to him for like a minute or two.
Okay, cool.
Were these guys wearing armor? The other guys?
Yeah, Lashunta Ringwear.
Yeah, Lashunta 1. Both downgrades.
Oh, also, I tell her that we're the good guys and she can trust us completely. Let me re-roll my bluff on that.
Oh my God, you rolled
You
rolled a 3.
Bluff of 18. All right, that's it. 2, I re-rolled for 3, but it's still an
Here's the
18
thing.
bluff.
Hirogi rolled
lie, though.
a 1. Rusty rolled a 2, a 3, and a 5. So there's that. I'm just saying, there's a lot of low rolls here right now. Except for Mo, who
I
quits all the
understand.
time.
Yeah, Mo who crits all the time, yes.
Yeah. So Dr. Solstarny seems to be okay. And she's like, I was here. I really thought I was just going to die. They just been treating me so terribly. And I felt like after they were done with me that they just left me here to die. I couldn't leave, but they left me alone. So I was just abiding my time to learn more about this temple. This is a treasure trove of pre-gap materials and information. I can spend my life here. I almost expected to. Ha 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 ha! I made a joke. Ha 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 ha!
Well, it sounds like you're doing better. That's wonderful. Here, have some alcohol.
oh, no, but I am terribly hungry. If you have some food and water, I wouldn't mind some of that.
Actually, I say, Rusty, bring her over to these to the dead cultists, and we can see if she wants any of their gear.
First things first, I give her plenty of food and water, and then I'll relay to her. It's like, do you have any material desires? The kidnappers that harmed you are of course dead outside, and obviously you would have the right to any of their belongings or that you think you might need after our cut.
No, I'll be honest. Just learning about this temple and reading all these documents, and I can retire just on the knowledge that this temple. I tell you, if we manage to get ourselves out of this, Wayless and I are going to be set for life at the university. I guess I can spin this in a positive route, even though the last 2 weeks have been an utter living hell and a total nightmare.
I understand, and I should let you know at this time that I was recording this conversation, and your waiver of all material desires or any belongings has been noted for the record in perpetuity. Thank you.
Greedy. She's not wearing any armor, right?
She's just basically has like clothes.
Yeah, so at the very least, she's probably going to want to wear some ringwear just for the air conditioning unit.
Well, if anything,
Good idea.
someone probably brought her armor with them, and
that's right. We do have her armor, don't we? Well, we're going to take all the armor anyways, because you know what? It's an air conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we can't carry it, though.
Why not? That's what Wayless is there for.
Yeah, he's loaded down already.
Yeah, you're already loaded down. So for now, let's just leave it here.
All right.
Yeah.
Why don't we do a search of this whole room, because we still have fog of war.
Also, how are you doing opening that door?
I'm not opening it yet.
But you're able to do it at any time, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
We're not really, I don't want to bleed, so I'm going to move north. I'm going to stealth up to here.
All right, Doctor, are you safe here?
Whoa.
Because I'd rather you came with us.
Oh, she'll go with you.
Great.
Can she get us past the undead elf out front, or does she know how the cultists got past?
Oh, the undead elf guarding.
The
Yeah.
guardian.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Well, the leader he cast a spell on that elf. At first he was going to attack us, but then he seemed to do something. I wasn't sure what the spell was, but he does seem to have some mystic ways. And he cast a spell, and the guardian let us pass right through.
I'm sorry, Are you saying there are more enemies around right now?
Oh God, yes. That was just. Those are just some of the underlings that you attacked here and killed.
Possibly you should let us know how many and the type of the rest of the enemies that are here.
It's not important.
Well. Oh, okay. If it's not important.
No, just humor me. Why not? In fact, tell Wayless, so we can all hear you, because I'm sure he'd love the story.
Well, that so-called Arapakal, that was a ploy, as I suspected. The man behind my abduction is a Lashunta named Tahomen, who leads a significant cult of the Devourer Cell. And from what I gather, he learned of the ancient texts associated with the explorer Hakim Zan's travels here and attempted to recruit me to travel here to decipher anything we found. What I've learned is that the Ottawan elven culture found the cosmos utterly fascinating, at first worshipping Desna before fixating on several alien entities and celestial features to worship, especially a constellation of 12 stars, which one might consider strictly symbolic. He knocked me out after I ceased cooperating here, and I suspect he learned something more in the temple's inner sanctum. That is where I was hiding out, and they wouldn't let me in there directly. So, although I heard the strange sounds coming from the inner sanctum, I decided not to investigate, as, well, I thought it might end in my swift death.
How long have you been here?
Oh, I don't know. A day or so? Not much longer than that.
Oh, that's good. All right. Well, she has food and water now. We give her the rations for these guys.
It's already done. She's fine.
Yeah. So she's not like hurt or anything.
We need to find the rest of the enemy. Do you have an idea of where they might have gone?
I stealth over here.
All right, well, let me go back to Hirogi, who was doing some sneaky stuff. So when you went to the north of the larger temple, you see an entry hall. From its floor to the curved ceiling 30 feet above, this entry hall is covered with sweeping arcs of constellations marked with delicate lines and numbers at regular intervals. Can you read Elvish?
Yeah.
The symbols mean something if you want to try to read them.
I will try to decipher them, and I will contact Tuttle on the comms. I say we have some book learning stuff we need to figure out here.
All
All right, what kind of roll?
It's the Elvish word for friend.
Physical science.
Never mind.
I have it.
Do you really? Wow.
Yep.
Another 19. You keep rolling
Nice.
the 19s.
15 modified to 19.
I know, it's still 19. You, Mr. Hirogi, look at the symbols. And after a little while, you can ascertain that while the orientation of the constellations is more artistic, the curved paths are scientifically precise, showing exact dates that the stars appear in the sky and how they migrate throughout a year. You know this basically because you grew up on this planet and you have been a tracker and a hunter in the wild. So you have used the stars and the constellations to orientate yourself. So this is actually very well known to you. And you can say, you know what? This is the constellation tracking movements from my home planet. However, something is off. If you give me a mysticism check or another physical science check, you can maybe figure out what's off.
Well,
this.
I'd like to relay this to Tuttle, and let's compare notes and see if he can figure it out also. I will try a mysticism check.
Yeah, okay, I will also do a physical science check.
It's a contest. Is it belief
Whoa.
or knowledge that gives us our clue?
Tuttle gets a 20. Physical
Knowledge
science.
gives us a 20.
And Hirogi
another
rolls
one.
a 1.
Wow.
Wow. What
There are
is
no
going-
gods. I renounce all the gods.
Yes, well, they pronounced you, Chris. So
What is
I
going
think that's just
on?
reasonable.
Man, that's
Come
great.
on. This is bizarre.
I like this
19
new
or
patch on
1.
this program.
I know. The Hirogi patch. You only get a 19. You
Ugh.
see, it doesn't give you a 20 because a 20 would be too good. So it gives you a 19, which is like, oh, I'm so close to a 20. I almost critted.
I know.
But you don't quite get the crit.
And in combat, it never happens. So annoying. I only get ones.
Only
All
get a
right.
1. You get a
Well,
rock.
Good thing we have Tuttle here to figure it out for us.
But I don't know anything about mysticism.
Well,
But my science is pretty good.
Yeah, you go through, and there's 2 unknown constellations on the display. A jagged line of 6 stars, and a perfect circle made up of 12 stars. What that means, you're not exactly sure, but that you could probably look those up later if you take some pictures and have some notes right now.
yeah, we
You
take
don't.
notes.
Post from the
Yeah.
Instagram.
Do we get a picture for that?
No, there's no specific picture for that. So there's something odd with these constellations, 6 stars and perfect circle of 12 stars. You can also give me one more physical science check.
Better ask Tuttle, not Hirogi.
Wow.
Wow, 28.
Total 28.
Thanks, Tuttle. Thanks, Tuttle, for helping us.
Oh, there we go. Dude, for a sec. Oh my god.
Look, no, your scores are massively improved. That was a 100% gain. That was fabulous. You're going to get a 4 next time. I guarantee.
This is great. I can't even believe
So
this.
bad.
This is crazy.
It's like Christmas.
It's like Christmas. It never stops giving. It's beautiful. I'm going to cry. You, Mr. Tuttle, not Mr. Hirogi, have determined that some of these are not true coordinates, but rather encoded instructions on how to bypass a trap to the south, which I'll describe to you because you see it. The exterior wall of this gallery contains nearly 100 tall, narrow windows that allow thin streams of light to pass through their foggy planes. The interior wall depicts the night sky and its stars. Dozens of stylized starburst carvings decorate the floor. It appears that there was a trap of some sort that would have a star storm occur throughout those stars. However, you have the code to disarm it.
Yeah, in that case, I do so if I know how to do so.
Actually, wrong. It's not a code. It's instructions on how to safely traverse the floor and not set off the trap. So it's actually not... there's nothing to physically do. You just have to walk the true path, and you will not set off the trap. Again,
Stumble
like
left, stumble left, shuffle, shuffle, fall, step forward 3 steps, shuffle left.
No, it's like Last Crusade. You just have to jump, spell out.
You have to
I was
spell
doing yellow
Yahweh.
here.
Yeah.
I don't see any real need to even go there, though, right?
Well,
Maybe there's a
can you
secret
s-
entrance to something there. I don't know.
can you? Is there something that we see? Actually, I'm on the other side. Never mind.
Well, that wall is flush up against what looks like what is outside there. Is that the path up that we came?
That's
Yeah.
the path up.
Yeah.
That's the path.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, no, I don't see anything maybe there.
All right. Well,
Yeah, you've seen almost everything except to the west.
there's.
I will walk the. I'll do the walk that you tell me to do. Just for the hell of it.
Wiggle, wiggle, jump, jump. Put your left foot in, put your right foot out, turn all about, and you manage to get through fine.
Up over here.
Is there a jump? Is there a jump to the left?
And then a step to the right.
Shake it all about. All right.
And put your hands on your hips.
Where is your neck? Where is your fucking neck?
All right. So there's a trap. I know Hirogi failed his search for traps roll somehow. This door is a trap. I'm guaranteeing you.
All right, so we're gonna do the door. Are we ready for this?
That's really the only thing we have to do. So
Do you want to
Opening
do your
door.
10-minute rest and heal
Yes.
Cheddar?
Yes.
Well,
we're
everyone
doing all
else,
that.
actually.
10-minute
Actually-
rest.
actually,
I'm
I-
taking a 10-minute rest.
I don't think I took any damage, so Lucky me.
It's really just for Cheddar.
I'll do a 10-minute rest because of the 6 points of stamina damage. I think I have plenty of resolve points left.
Yeah, I'd like to recover my stamina damage.
No, I have
none,
stamina
Mo, if you're in
damage,
hit
but
point now.
I
You
took
have a lot.
11 damage that battle.
And then 6 more
Oh,
from
that's
the
right.
ceiling falling on you.
Yeah,
So,
so
you want to heal. 10-minute rest.
You're at 15 out of 32.
right, but I'm sorry.
you
I'm
wanna
sorry.
heal?
My
Hit points? Your hit points are 28 out of 34. Your stamina is 15 out of 32. Everyone else healed up their stamina. You have a ton. You have 5 resolve points.
That's what I
left.
wanted. Okay, then I'm gonna rest 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure I don't run out of resolve.
All right, everyone rests. Hirogi doesn't bother because he didn't take any damage. He can't roll above a 1, but he can dodge out of the way.
Yeah, I can't damage anything, but I also don't take damage, so it's a wash.
It's a wash. Okay, what are you going to do?
So I'm not the opening doors guy, Mo.
Oh, I think you are.
Mo, you're the opening doors guy.
All right. Well, then,
Oh, you're
Yeah,
worried about
well,
a trap.
if I open up the door-
I detected no trap.
if I'm gonna open the door, I want all you guys get out of this circle here. Mo's knowledge of military is telling him that this is a trap. It's a trap.
Okay, I stand outside the circle, gun ready.
A little bit more, Hirogi.
It's a trap.
Okay, Hirogi, now you're out of the circle.
All right, Rusty, a little closer. Just a little closer.
Rusty looks
totally
real.
safe. All right, I'm gonna open up the door.
All right, you're opening the door?
Okay, roll
Yeah,
a 1.
Blast.
Oh,
to
no,
face.
that's...
You
that's
open
not
the
you.
door. As you open the door collapses into a heap of rubble as it was incredibly fragile after all that debris, and you moving it caused it to collapse. After the dust and the door settles, inside you see a room with 2 more doors.
Oh, so I don't have to take damage?
Nope.
All right. I say, okay, guys, yeah, it's safe now. We're gonna go through these doors.
Do you want us to move forward?
I say, oh, let's listen to the doors. Let's try that.
I'll do a perception on this door.
There is in this room a clutter of crumbling furniture that is only a soft kick away from collapsing into total dust.
Mo will provide that kick.
Does it hold my?
These areas did not take damage from the ceiling, by the way. Although
I'm trying
the,
to do a perception on behind the door.
oh god, you rolled a 9. I don't know
Oh,
what
you're
to
listening
do.
at the door.
Wow,
that's
that
a
actually
strategy.
wasn't a 1. Yeah, you
I
got a
have to look
20.
it
You
up.
hear nothing. You hear nothing.
Okay, Mo, what do you hear?
Oh, he's just opening up the door.
Go
Well, the
for it.
door is to you open up that door.
Yeah.
I'll move to between Cheddar and
There is another room filled with crumbling furniture.
That's garbage. Is there a door that we're seeing? I'm seeing a door actually.
I'm
now that-
sensing we're eventually going to find a staircase going down.
No, you know
I'm
what?
going to do perception in this room because it's weird how there's like a star thing there.
Yes, Steve. I
You
think
look
there's a door
and-
we're missing.
There's doors. Well, it's to. I'll show you. I'll move to still Starny where the door is.
Isn't there also a door outside the
Right there.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, there's 2 more doors. There's
Okay.
2 more
Oh,
doors.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
What's?
Okay.
I'll open that one.
And up to the left of Rusty, there looks like there's a door.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
also one front
Steve,
of Rusty.
when you get the chance, just move me in with everyone else.
You look around, Hirogi, there's no secret doors, or this is just looks like this was just a room for studying and lounging and contemplating, and there's just incredibly old furniture, all of it's wood, and most of it is decayed or has collapsed or will collapse.
Okay.
Are you opening that door to the southwest, Mo?
Oh, am I?
Let's get out. Let's go out
Yeah.
first.
Yes, I am.
Once again, you open the door. All these are wooden doors, are very delicate. Looks like they can collapse any second. This one especially because it took some damage. Another room filled with nothing but furniture and just garbage.
Yeah.
Quick
All right.
perception, might as well.
18, you look around, poke around, things collapse as you step on them. It's ancient, but nope, just other room.
All right. Mo is going to open up this one, and this will have the staircase down.
Open up the north room, a much larger room. This looks like this was a big lounge, and once again, there's nothing there.
That's this room, right? That I'm
Yeah, yeah.
in? Okay.
And this one. This is the one with the staircase. God, it's got to be.
Nope.
No! All right. Now
All
I
right,
am
we
intrigued.
got to figure it out then.
Yeah. Okay, so
Dr. Solstarny says, "What are you guys looking for? What's what? I mean, I'm not in a huge rush to go because I really don't want to do another 2-week trek through the jungle, and I'm pretty tired. And there's so much I can learn here. This inner sanctum is just filled with notes, and oh my God, I don't know. It would take months, years to go through this knowledge. But what are you looking for?
We're looking for cred sticks.
pretty
we're
much.
looking for
I
the rest of the people.
I don't think you'll find those, as those are a modern invention, and this is a pre-GAP society.
Doctor?
Do you have any sense of what the cultists were looking for, or where they might have gone?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Could you tell us?
Oh, sorry. I've just been thinking about all the things I'm going to do with this knowledge. It's quite amazing and incredible. I have listened to most of Tauman's plans. If you wish to know that, although he is kind of a mean guy and he seems like really difficult.
Dr. Solstarny, you seem like a very, very intelligent woman. We would very much love it if you told us all the things that we need to know now.
Oh God, yeah. Sorry. It's been exhausting. These I'm just mentally stressed, and so much is going on. Okay. Let me get my thoughts together. Okay, in real life, give me a second here to get this together.
Would you like a sedative?
Said give.
Right.
There's something on
Do you
these.
get that reference?
Of course, it's
Okay.
Young Frankenstein.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. These 4 tiles look intriguing. There's something going on here.
I know. It is intriguing, actually. It does look like there is something going on there.
Yeah.
Stand on one, see what happens.
Yeah. That's the only. Yeah. Just jump up and down on one.
Do your little dance.
Do
on
my
there.
dance. Drink a little water. All right.
Yes, so she goes and says, I have learned a bit of his plans. She was originally using me to find this temple of the 12 and to use my knowledge of elven lore to bypass several of the defenses and to get through here, such as the guardian outside, as well as some of the traps that you have seen. After all of that, he had little use of me, and as I said, just sort of left me here to die. In addition, he's been rigging the temple with explosives, and I believe he meant to destroy the temple. Obviously, it didn't quite work, and she looks around, seeing all the rubble and debris of the of this part of the temple collapsed. Said, I guess he didn't have time to fully realize his plans, as the knowledge he learned here, he was going to relate back to his other cultists. I believe he left here. He brought lots and lots of heavy equipment. I believe it was communications equipment, as we are completely blocked out here. So I believe he went to the highest point to relay this information back to others in the stars. Where he is sending it, I do not know, but I fear all that he has learned, he has already sent to the other cult members.
We must stop this guy.
What did he learn?
Well, she wasn't in the room. She wasn't in the library.
Yes.
Do you believe that there's any possibility we could catch up to him now?
Well, I believe so, but you'll have to go through the front door to get outside. There's another ramp going up to the top of the mountain, as you know, and I believe he left with 2 others to go up the ramp to the top of the mountain. If you can get us out of here, I know that elf in the front has been persuaded to guard against any who... Then she thinks for a second. She's like, Oh, how did you get in here? I presume you came through the front, but now I think about it, you came through the temple. How did you sneak in here?
Skills to pay the bills,
We'll
lady.
show you when we leave. And actually, my suggestion is possibly we may want to have Wayless and you stay here in the temple while we go up. You can spend your time researching. We'll leave you food and water.
I don't know about that. They might need to They might need to read something or figure something out. I mean, what?
Okay, well,
That's a good idea.
I understand what you're saying, and that's actually
Yeah.
why we brought Wayless.
Yeah.
But the professor here, maybe if you want, actually at this point, the temple is a safe place for her to stay.
Yeah.
Well, one thing, Professor, do you know what books he was looking for? Like, what was he looking for in here? Like, are these books that are the laying out, or do you know?
Well, I'll need to spend a little time again. He was using me in the front where I sort of was depicting the cosmos and showed him the two constellations that were strange. The one that was the 12 stars
Yes,
that
the 6-star
formed a perfect, and the 6-star constellation. I also showed him how to get through the trap of the shooting stars to the west and to the east as well, and they were able to turn those off. In addition, the long trail up here, there were many, many traps. Some of the cultists did not survive the traps, unfortunately, but I was able to disable most of them. But once he reached the temple, he would not let me in. I believe in the inner sanctum there's lots of information that would, I'm not sure, maybe give me more information about what this Temple of the 12 is and what this strange constellations might be depicting. But I would need time to research that.
So I think it's a good idea to leave her to research here.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, do we know whether or not our comms will work with like 1 or 2 day journey?
Oh yeah, your comms will work within, well, she says it's just right up the mountain. It's not that far.
It's up that path to the northwest.
We're
yeah.
just going to the next encounter area. That's why I was
Okay.
suggesting they stay down here. We'll go
Yeah,
up, clear it
okay.
out. We can come
All
back
right.
and get them. All that
I
sort
thought
of
it was a
We're
journey.
not going that far.
Okay. What are these floor patterns? Does she recognize these on the west side of the temple? Looks like there are maybe worshiping areas.
The little star things.
The little stars in the floor and on the map.
Oh.
Or
Those just could have been decorative. I would have to look at them. I did not go into those western rooms.
yeah. Well, we're gonna grab her and show her.
You bring her?
Yeah. Say, come on in.
She looks
Check
around
this
for a
out.
while and she says, yes, these appears to be offices and laboratories for perhaps the high-ranking astronomers and scholar priests who operated the temple.
All right. So she doesn't need Wayless, actually, does she? To research this.
I was going to leave him somewhere safe since we're about to go to
That's
a major
true.
encounter,
Yeah.
but that's fine. You know, I guess I'm the only one who really cares about what happens to him.
That's
The one who really is
also
concerned
true.
with his well-being.
Yeah. I just like him back there.
Yeah.
Well, if Wayless can join me, that would be most excellent, as having
Alright.
2 people research will half the time. And I was looking
Alright.
around in there. That is going to take quite some time.
Okay.
All right, so the short term is before we head up the mountain. I think the plan is we're going to go up the top, climb down the side of the temple, find Wayless by avoiding the elf by going wide around him like last time.
Yeah.
Bring Wayless back to the rope and somehow get him up into the temple. And then we're going to head northwest. Does anybody
Yeah.
disagree with any of that?
That sounds good to me.
That sounds good. And I'm wondering about the door. Well, it doesn't really matter, but and this guardian is probably just guarding for people coming in. Probably may not even care about people leaving.
Well, we.
Why risk it?
Why test that theory, right?
Yeah.
All right, Steve, that happened.
What happens?
That thing that I just said, that whole sequence of events.
Oh, we're gonna get Wayless
Do I
up
need
the
to
rope
repeat it
and
all?
into the temple
How are you getting Wayless into the temple?
through the rope.
Bring him back to the rope.
The way we
We'll
came in.
tie him, and we'll climb up it and pull him up.
Oh, wait, so you're going back up to the top?
Okay,
And then
what
you're
I just said. Sorry. Okay, I thought you had been listening. We're going back up to the top of the temple. We're going to climb down the rope. We're going to go wide around the elf the same way we did.
Okay, well, that's
Same way
where I'm
as-
stopping you, because
Okay.
No. If the elf sees you, he's going to attack you immediately. So, put yourselves on the battle board because that's not going to work.
Well, it didn't.
What are you
last
talking
time
about?
we
We're
came
going
around
to
there.
do the same
No,
way
you ran across here, and okay, well, do what you think you're going to do. It doesn't just happen.
So something is different about the situation then, maybe. All right.
Yes. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's not just if you're going outside, then things change drastically. So,
All right. That's fine. Well, at the moment, we'll leave it there for next time.
hey everybody, Steve here. So it looks like they've managed to sort of Greyhawk the whole area. There's nothing left for them to do. So the only thing left for them to do is go up the mountain, find Tahoe Man, and kill him. This is it. This is kind of the big finish, the grand finale for Book 2. It's taken a little while for us to get here, but we're going to find out how that fight goes, if they make it, if they find him, if they live. It's all going to be next week, and we have a supersized episode. It's actually one of the larger episodes. I decided not to cut it, so look for that. Also this week, I'm actually going to be doing a two-parter. First time ever, I'm going to do a GM and PC tip. This week, I'm going to do the GM tip, and next week, I'm going to do the PC tip. The GM tip I'm doing, which is how do I prepare for my games? Some people have asked me. And then the PC tip is how you should prepare for your games as a PC. I'm going to do that from the point of view of both the GM and a PC. I don't play a PC a lot, but I will tell you what I do, and more importantly, I'm going to tell you what I expect my PCs to do when I GM. So there you go. But anyhow, let's get to what I do to prepare, because a lot of people have asked me. So, subtle note, everyone knows this, but we play online. We use D20 Pro, and we play 99% of our games online. So I do prepare slightly differently, like when I go to Gen Con or I do something in person. That's the only difference is really I got to bring the maps, and I have to bring tokens for all the bad guys, and I like to bring out printouts of everything. And obviously it's a bigger pain, especially if you have like starship combat or vehicle combat or chases. I actually print out all the rules and bring them with me to make sure everyone has them. So hence why I like to play online, because instead I can just point someone to a URL and say, there's the starship rules, there's the vehicle chase rules, ta-da! I don't need to print out 50,000 pages and bring them with me everywhere I go. But in general, the way I like to prepare is as follows. I have everything as a PDF. And what I do is I go through everything, I read it as a PDF, and I make notes on the PDFs. Now, there's two ways to do it. One way is you can do it right on the PDF itself. How do you do that? Well, let's just say there's ways to unlock PDFs that as long as you own them, you can unlock them and then make notes. One thing I like to do is sometimes highlight the PDFs directly. I don't know if you can do this on your copy. I don't know if Reader allows you to do it. I actually have Acrobat Pro, and if you're a serious GM, I strongly recommend you buy it. There is a discounted version, I believe, if you're a student. You just go to academicsuperstore.com, you sign up as a student, and then you can get pretty much anything at heavy discount. And as long as you or someone in your family is a student, you can get the discount. My kids are in school, and I sign them up, and I get their discount, so it works out great. Anyhow, with Acrobat Pro, you can do a lot of cool things. You can edit the text, you can highlight it, you can actually take big chunks out, copy and paste it nice and neatly, take the pictures out. It's great. I strongly recommend you buy it if you're serious and you do a lot of GMing. Obviously, I do a ton, so it's a well worth investment, plus I use it for work, so it was a no-brainer. However, you don't need to do that. Let's just say you don't even have that, and that's just a nice to have where you can actually go in and mark up the PDFs directly. I like to actually make my notes in the PDFs, and then that way I can either bring it up online and see my notes, or I print them out. The other thing is, which I do a lot as well, you just print them out because it's faster and easier. I print out the PDF of the entire adventure. It takes up a lot of paper, but it's worth it. That way I have everything in front of me, and that way also if I need to print out the map, I can print out the map and just have that like in front of me, and then I don't need to keep flipping back and forth. And then I just go through and I read everything. And they give you really nice margins in all the PDFs. Now again, I'm talking about Adventure Paths and Pre-Written Adventures by Paizo and other publishers, and almost all of them give you really nice margins. And they're there on purpose, so you can write notes. So I always write notes. I sort of block out text that I'm going to read. Anything that's going to be read out loud. I put brackets around. I sort of came up with my own system. Now, obviously, anything you're comfortable with, just use whatever you're comfortable with. But I have a system where I sort of put written text in brackets. If you hold on a second, I'm actually taking out my notes to see what I do. I like to underline things that are roles. For example, I'm looking right here for DC rolls. If they have to do anything to discover something, I like to roll those out. And then I'll put little notes next to each section as to what they're looking at. Here I'm looking at, just bear with me, I'm actually going to look. Here we go. Here's a perfect example, is that I actually used even a highlighter where I highlighted some of the main sections as to what the culture checks would do or computer checks. And I kind of almost have the system of like, I use by the way, I always use a red pen. Don't use a black pen. You'll never see your notes. So use a red pen or something eye-catching, and then I use really nice big highlighters. And I sort of use a system of like red pen for notes, highlighter to make sure I definitely don't miss it. And the thing is, you can kind of overdo it. You can put in too much highlighting, and then it just becomes a big mess, and you don't want to go overboard here. But I like to write on the sides all the notes of what's going on, and it gives me a narrative focus. It also allows me to quickly jump in back and forth between sections and just jump to that section. As for the monsters themselves, I'm looking at the stat blocks. What I'll often do on the stat blocks is a couple things. One, I'll bring them up online. If you go to starjammersrd.com, the nice thing about Starjammer is they put just about everything in there. So if you see a monster that's in an adventure path, 99% of the time the monster's actually already there, so you can bring them up online, and they usually have everything hyperlinked, which I like a lot. The other thing you could do is, what I often will do is I will highlight any of the special attacks, like if they have sneak attack damage or critical burn damage. I'm just looking at some trick attack damage here. I have that highlighted to make sure I don't forget it. And then I have things for the spells. What I will often do is put notes on the spells themselves, and then I'll also have the spells pre-opened in tabs on my computer, and then I make a note of that. So that way I don't have to look them up, and I know they're right there. And it can get pretty hairy. Obviously, once you get to really high levels, and this works for anything, Pathfinder especially, I've sometimes had monsters and I'll have 12 tabs open just for the spells, because they'll have a lot of spells. So, even at low level, this can get pretty complex, and at high level, it's pretty much impossible to play the game without having all the spells and special abilities clearly laid out and ready for you to look up and go. And then finally, the last thing I do here is I use Paste-It, sticky notes. I have sticky notes, I'm looking right here, of things I'm keeping track of. Like, for example, when they were tracking through the jungle, I have sticky notes here listing exactly how many hours of their suits they used up and what they were doing for every day. Now, since we play over a long period of times, I like to just use the sticky notes because you can just keep adding them to the sheets over and over again, and you don't ever really have to worry about running out of space. Obviously, you don't want to get too crazy because the sticky notes can fall off, and which just happened to me, and then you lose all your progress. So what I often like to do is I also will sometimes have a recap, and then I'll just sort of write everything down on one big piece of paper or sticky note to make sure I don't forget in case things get too crazy. Finally, the last thing I do is I actually have a very advanced Excel spreadsheet. I've put this on the Discord in the past. I think it's still there, where I keep track of all the loot. And I've shown this, and some people have downloaded and used my format in the past. I keep track of all the loot in Excel, and I do it. There's a few other games where we actually have a loot master, and there's someone there I trust who will not make mistakes, and then I have the PCs do it. But I like to do it. I keep notes in the loot. I keep notes of who found it, what session they found it, whether they kept it, whether they sold it, whether they used it, whether they gave it away. Pretty much an entire audit log, because if you sometimes it'll come up saying, oh, did we do that? And I'll be able to look it up and say, yeah, we went way back in session 17 that you guys found that and used it. And since in Excel, I can just do Command F, find it, and ta-da, it's there. And I've been using an Excel spreadsheet like this for about 15 years, so I've gotten it down to a science. It's great. It helps me go through the module learn the module as I'm putting the information in. Yeah, it kind of stinks to put everything into Excel, and it takes a while, but I use it as a teaching tool for me to learn the module while I'm doing it. And then I have everything outlined. I have all the monsters, I have all the loot. I sort of picture where everything is. And one thing, you really want to do this because the loot is often all over the place. Sometimes it's mentioned in an area that actually says treasure, but I would say only about 70% of the time is actual loot listed in areas where it says loot or treasure, or for the monsters themselves. They'll often just sort of mix it into the description of the room or things they can find. And it's annoying when they do that. It's in every single module I've ever read from everybody, and it's not good because you can miss it and then you feel bad. And sometimes it's important, like, oh yeah, that data key for that door that they can't open, that was like 5 rooms ago, and it wasn't even listed on a treasure. It's listed in the room description, like, oh yeah, the data key, it was actually on a table. This was in an actual module that just came up in Starfinder. That is, I'm listing something that actually came up and I almost missed it because it was barely mentioned. So you really want to go through carefully, find all the loot, write it down till you don't miss it. I've seen that happen too many darn times. And then finally, the very last thing is anything that you should read out loud. For example, I'm looking here, I have almost an entire page of information, which is things they're going to find out that move the story along. Often they will put them in big block text. It's written about 90%. You can read it out loud. 90% of it is just you can take it and read it out loud, but you do need to make some adjustments. Sometimes it sort of says PCs or it'll say the players. You want it to obviously take that out and adjust it so it sounds better. But I like to just read it as written. And something new I've been doing is actually giving those blocks to the PCs and have them read it instead of me reading it. That way it actually resonates a little bit more and they remember it and then they talk about it. If I do it, sometimes people glaze over, sometimes people can be doing something, looking at their phone or God knows what. And I'm looking here, I'm just actually flipping through this adventure, and I see here, like, on some of the spells, I have the damage, I have the distance, I have the save, I have everything written down right here so that I can know exactly how the spell works. And I'm looking at somebody that has a lot of spells. I have notes here if they have resolve points. I make sure I put that out because that's really easy to miss. So, and especially things like Solarians or any classes that have special abilities, you want to write those all out on your pages. And so there we go. And then I just bring this with me and voila. I won't get into like how I set up the VTT. That's a whole other subject. But obviously I put everything online. I put the maps online. I put the characters online. It doesn't take me very long. And voila, I have everything written. And the only thing I need to carry with me is I have one printed out PDF. I have some windows pre-opened. The other thing you should do is if you use Chrome, I strongly recommend you get something called Session Buddy. Session Buddy is an add-on that allows you to remember your sessions. So what I will do is I'll make a new session and I will put in all of the tabs for all the spells, for all the monsters, and any other abilities I want. I'll keep it there. I'll save the session using Session Buddy and then close it out. And then a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks can go by. Doesn't matter. I have all my notes there. I go to Session Buddy. It says, oh, do you want to open up these 18 tabs you had from a month ago? And I go, yep. I click on it. Ta-da. They all come up and I'm ready to go. And it is a lifesaver. I also don't have to have the tabs open all the time. Session Buddy, really, really good add-on for Chrome. All right, that should be enough to hold you over. If you have any general questions, feel free to ask me. I am on the Discord all the time, as you know. Just ask me some questions. I was just helping somebody recently in Discord. They were running for 8 players, Dead Sons, and I was just helping them out on how to ramp it up so it works with 8 players because that is that's tricky. So, and it looked like it went pretty well. So again, any DM or GM or PC questions, feel free. Next week, I'll be talking about PCs and how they should be set up. So just a quick few show notes. This is it. This is the big week. This is Gen Con. This is the Monster Week. Again, I'll be leaving Wednesday, and I'll be there till Monday. And if you see someone with a Roll for Combat t-shirt, that is probably me. with a goatee. Just say hi. I'm going to be carrying around some shirts. We also have a get-together on Sunday at 2 o'clock, and I'll give out some shirts there too. And also I'll be GMing and around the Paizo booth and the Paizo place, more or less. And yeah, that's where I'm going to be. If you see me, just say hi. There's also a lot going on. Let's see, review of Armory. That should be coming out any day now. We have the review of the Pathfinder playtest, written by Jason. There's an awesome, very detailed review. That comes out Thursday at midnight. We're also going to be dropping a audio review as long as everything goes well. We're supposed to record that tonight. So we'll have an audio review from the whole crew of what we think of the Pathfinder playtest, both reading the book, playing the game, and making characters, as well as me GMing and what we thought of that. Next week, on August 7th, you should listen to us actually play Pathfinder. You'll actually hear us play the new Pathfinder playtest. It'll be in a similar format as the rest of the show. And we're also going to probably do an audio review of the Starfinder Armory as well. We just need time to read it and wrap our brains around it because there's a lot going on in that thing. So there is lots and lots going on. Do check out the website, rollforcombat.com. You can follow everything there, or you can also subscribe to us at iTunes and Android and listen to all the podcasts. They're all going to be dropped on the main feed, so go there, please. Don't forget, Jason will still be doing Talking Combat, which is every Thursday. Every Thursday he has a wrap-up of the actual show. You can hear his thoughts and feelings on every one of these individual episodes. Don't forget, do check out the Discord channel. If you get up to level 10, you get a free t-shirt. Just go to discord.rollforcombat.com. We're also going to be signing up and running lots of Pathfinder playtest games. I believe we have a ton of signups ready already, and it seems like we have 1 million people who want to GM. So we need a lot of players. Come on down. Also, don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter, you can follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on YouTube, you can follow us on Reddit, you can follow us on pretty much anything. If there is a feed, you can find us there. Also, do check out our Patreon if you want some neat, cool stuff. And then finally, if you have any questions or comments about the show, just contact me, contact us, ask us questions. We'll answer them on the air, we'll answer them on the Discord. In general, we will answer them. Okay, I gotta go pack. I'm looking at a mountain of stuff. I have no idea how I'm going to fit it in my bag, because this time I'm GMing. When I went to PaizoCon, all I needed to bring with me was my recording equipment and 1 billion t-shirts. Now I got to bring my recording equipment with me, 1 billion t-shirts, and 3 specials, which is the equivalent of like 10 normal games. Yikes. Alright, I will see you guys at Gen Con. If not, I'll talk to you next week. See ya.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, a Starfinder actual play podcast. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com or drop us a line at contact@rollforcombat.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, and other social media platforms. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. Until next week, always remember, it's an ugly planet, a bug planet.